It is a first for I Cook, You Measure. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the show. I'm your host, Jen Mueller, with the first ever repeat guest on I Cook, You Measure. Tom Murphy, this must be a good endorsement for the show, perhaps?
I was thinking more of an honor, honestly. It's to be the first one is pretty special.
Well, I am so glad that you jumped at the chance, although we should warn you that it's going to look a little different than the last time you were on the show.
I would say.
If you remember, Tom Murphy joined us, but we were on location at Ascend Prime Steak and Sushi with Chef Brandon. We made this great steak tartare. Here's the problem this time. We are still on location, but there's no professional chef.
That's okay, we're semi-professional.
We are semi-professionals. Yeah. We feel very confident in our skills, which brings me to this. Here's what has not changed, Tom. We still open wine to pair with food. And last time...
I still have some PTSD from this kind of last time experience. I'm not gonna lie, it's been staring at me. I've been a little nervous about this.
You can do this, though.
I'm telling you, I muscle it, it's bad. I'm a little concerned. I'm wearing white underneath. It's not good either.
Do you want me to start it?
That'd be great, please, because I don't even know the process. I just, again.
You're a fast
And it's
learner,
another,
Tom.
yeah, no, I learned through watching, though.
Okay. Well, we are going to open, watch that as I.
See, I would not have done this immediately. I would have already done it wrong. I would have just went right through there. Not even thought twice about it.
You are stronger than I am now.
Slippery hands.
I don't know what that means exactly. I'm gonna leave that one alone right there. Cut that, Jerry.
See, I don't know that method right there. Right there, what you just did.
Taking the cork out?
I would have literally just tried to pry it out.
You probably would have been successful.
No. See, it's always messy. It flings everywhere and it's all over the ceiling. It's terrible.
How many bottles of wine have you opened that have ended up on the ceiling?
At least 3. Not fully, but I mean, it's quite a burst.
I actually would like to see that.
See, this is why it's nerve-wracking for me.
I have that much force.
But no, you just know the physics of how that machine works.
You know, I'll do just about anything to get a bottle of wine, Tom. This is what I've learned over the years. The wine that we are pouring today is from Avinia. The winemaker is Chris Peterson, not the football coach. The winemaker, he is also part. No, you can do this part.
Okay, cool. I can try.
Chris is also part of Passing Time Winery. That is the one with Damon Heward and Dan Marino. So we will be enjoying Syrah tonight because we are having lamb. And I like the pairing of lamb and Syrah.
Shout out to the Mariner chef, by the way, for her lamb chops. Oh. She kind of made me really, really like lamb. Fantastic job.
Was it a question mark prior to?
No, not at all. Not at all. She changed me, so this is a while back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
cheers. Thank you. That's fantastic.
Yeah. That's good.
Truly.
Here's what we're going to be making today. We are going to be making lamb. It's going to be spicy. It's got some harissa paste. It'll have garlic. We're going to put chickpeas and summer squash and onion into the pan. It is based on 1 pan, 2 plates, so everything is going to be done right here. Technically supposed to be kebabs, but it's going to be easier just to cube this up and throw it in the pan.
Nice.
So we'll have you get to work on that.
Fantastic. Just cubing it up like 1 inch chunks? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Start chopping like 1 inch cubes, and then we're gonna put it in this bowl. We want the lamb to get to room temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes. That way it's gonna absorb the flavor. So this has been getting to room temp. We'll let it sit for another couple of minutes while it marinates, and we do some other chopping, so it'll be delish.
Awesome.
The last time we talked to you, Tom, you were explaining how many different types of meat that you cook with. What did you hunt in the off season?
Oh man, I had a fantastic season where our freezer is plenty full of venison now. It was mostly deer, and honestly, probably the whole month of January was like mostly deer for me. I ended up finding like the most useful way for me to kind of use it. What I would do, so my butcher actually would put it into like 10 or 12 ounce chunks, the tenderloin, so kind of like the back strap of the deer. And I would take those and I would sous vide like 4 at a time. I would keep them in there for a couple hours and then I'd put them in the fridge. And when I wanted one, I would just take it out, throw a little ghee in like cast iron pan, sear both sides, and it was perfect. And it was done like whenever I wanted it. So
how about that?
It was a really nice way to use the venison. And quite honestly, the sous vide venison is my favorite way to make venison.
Well, because venison can get really gamey. We've talked about this before. It can get really gamey
Yeah.
if you overcook it.
That, and I would actually add a little beef broth into the sous vide bag to almost kind of take a little bit of the beef flavor. So, just some ideas, you know.
Just some ideas
Semi-professional.
for the next time.
Yeah.
For the next time I go hunting
Yeah.
and bring home a lot of venison.
Exactly, exactly.
Hunting is too quiet of a sport for me.
Quiet.
I do like quiet, but I think
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think I would scare the deer away, which is the opposite of what you would like to do.
No, I mean, quiet's a good thing, right?
It is. I don't know that I can be quiet for that long.
Yours not okay. I see what
I
you're
think
saying
that's
now.
the problem.
Okay. Well, I think you learn to love it. I think that's everybody's first time hunting is never like gonna go out there for an all-day sit and just kind of be by myself. You know, you gotta ease your way into these things.
Do you go with buddies?
See, this is where I get a little challenged. I like to be kind of secretive about it, so I don't really like to hunt with a lot of people. And I have a real good friend back home who does a lot of hunting with me, and we kind of in competition with each other. So it's another way for me to kind of compete, and that's the way I kind of see it sometimes, unfortunately. But that's kind of the player in me too.
But truly, is there anything that you're not going to
No, not really. You know, that's kind of just like how you're hardwired. You have to be, you know, and it's like, it's kind of how you know how to walk through life, you know. That's what's got you where you are.
But how extreme do you take it? Because I will tell you, I am super competitive about emptying the dishwasher and folding laundry.
Okay, I am as well. I handle both
see?
those chores.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy because what I want it to be is the most efficient way possible.
Bingo.
I have a timer in my head. I'm looking at a clock. I know how much I can get done.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like, I know how I kind of organize each pile and everything, and how that's going to unfold and everything.
And the
I
fewest
think way
trips-
too much about it, no doubt of it. Yeah, like it's terrible. It's actually a terrible habit. But
Yeah, I can take overthinking to entirely
Exactly.
new levels. Like that's another way that I compete.
where the bowls go in the dishwasher, where the plates go, where
Yes.
the smaller plates go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will restack a dishwasher simply so when I go to unload the dishwasher, it is the most efficient process.
Yep, I understand that.
I will also carry everything into the car in one carload because I refuse to go back out to the car because why would I?
Exactly.
That's a loser. Right?
Efficiency is my life. That's right.
It's the worst. Maybe I could have been a high performing athlete. Maybe
The
I
DNA
could
is
have
there.
been. I think it's there. Okay, so now that our lamb is here, what we're gonna make is the harissa paste that goes with it. So if you reach in front, there's 2 garlic cloves. I'm gonna have you grab those 2 garlic cloves, and I'm gonna have you give those a mince.
Cool.
We're gonna put that in this bowl.
You know, I would be lying to you if I said that I didn't have to Wikipedia harissa before I came here.
Have you not used it before?
I have not. This is a first for me.
Do you like spice?
I like spice.
Okay, so harissa is made with hot chili peppers.
Okay.
It's a Tunisian spice. It is very much along the lines of any sort of like chili paste, chili flakes. It's just got a slightly different flavor. I love this because all of the ingredients are really simple. I mean, we have just a couple of fresh ingredients, a can of chickpeas. It comes together in 30 minutes, but it really does have big flavors. I think that looks fantastic.
Cool.
I'd put that right in the bowl. I'm gonna go a little heavy on the harissa.
Cool. Mind if
You
I
would
smell it?
put like 3 tablespoons. You can taste it.
Cool.
Just put your little, yeah. Look at that.
That's great. That's great flavor.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like almost like a fra di volo sauce, like the Italian sauce,
Yeah,
but a little more,
pasta sauce.
a little spicier.
Uh-huh. I will tell you that I love this on like a piece of naan bread with a fried egg and some arugula for
I feel that.
breakfast.
I feel that.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna hand you a whisk. We're gonna whisk that together. Okay. I feel pretty good about that. Now, we need to reserve just that much, just like a tablespoon-ish, because that's gonna go with our veggies. That looks good. The rest of that goes with the lamb.
Some of the lamb. How long until I can touch my eyeballs for this? That's That's always the question, right?
And that really ugly reminder, and you're like, I really
just
thought.
forget. Yeah.
I really thought. So if you want to give that a look at that.
Yeah.
That's bravery right there.
We're chefs here.
Also, this is like tough man competition over here because those chilies
I'm sweating
are going to
already.
stay. Yeah, they're also going to stay on your fingers for a long time.
I know.
Let the record show. I was actually going to hand him some tongs.
It was a nice gesture. My mind was made up.
We were competing.
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
competing at
That's
this.
right.
While Tom does that, I'm just going to pour it in the pan. The next thing you need to do, I need you to dice an onion, and I need you to give me not a dice on the squash, but like bite-sized pieces, right?
Yep.
So that it's all cooking evenly in our pan.
Cool.
You're so good in the kitchen, it does make me wonder what your backup plan was to baseball.
I don't feel like I'm good in the kitchen though.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm average, like these are basic skills that you pick up over time because you want to be a little more efficient, right? Like, you just learn.
I think that's beautiful.
Not precise, just a little rough, but.
Would you be more starstruck if you met like a famous chef or an athlete in a different sport that you truly admired?
Ooh. I guess it would come down to who it is, right? Because there's echelons of both that you
Sure.
kind of think about.
Yeah.
I would say probably an athlete.
Yeah.
Like the ones I really admired and looked up to, because that's who I really wanted to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier for me to look at them in a little bit different, a little bit higher. But I have an uber amount of respect for any chef. I mean, what they do is it's like us. It's every day. It's relentless. They have to go in every single day, long hours. Sorry.
Why are you once again waving the knife?
My bad.
I think we forgot what
I got a
was in
little
our
excited
hands there
thinking
for a
about all
minute.
this, but no. Yeah, so I just think I truly respect what they do. Plus, they create things. Like, that's the cool part. I like doing and trying things I've never had.
Okay, so this brings up two questions. Number one, who is the athlete you would like to meet?
I mean, growing up, it was fourth grade, come home, watch Michael Jordan's Playground on VHS, and then go outside and play basketball or baseball. So, for me, I was motivated by him all the time. All the time. I was just obsessed with him. So that's an easy one for me.
At what point did you realize your athletic ability was far superior to other people? I say this knowing that you were the strong guy in the clubhouse, everywhere you go.
I didn't feel that way until probably, I don't know if I ever really felt that way, until probably college. And then things started clicking for me athletically, where I kind of got a lot better and I had the right coaches around me. Shout out to Coach Kerner. I mean, that guy changed my life. So yeah, I would say right around then I started realizing maybe things could be a little bit better for me.
When you watch other athletes, what do you take away from that? Like when you watch The Last Dance, is it entertainment for you, or are you almost studying tape of some sort?
Yeah, I kind of like studying the greatness of the greats, right? Why are they so good? How do they compose themselves? And when the moment's hot, what do they look like? What's their facial features look like? All those things kind of matter, the face tells everything, whether they're stressed out or relaxed and calm and in control, or they're on edge or they're competing. You can tell that by the face. And every one of them is just a predator. It's pretty remarkable to really watch.
Speaking of facial expressions, Tom has a great one. We're going to let this lamb sit and get happy for just a second.
There's not enough wine in this house.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
I Cook You Measure is brought to you by WGU. Online courses available 24/7. Plus, the ability to accelerate through coursework you already know. Learn more at wgu.edu.
The simpler the recipe, where everything just kind of works together, just makes for great food all the time. And that's why I respect about Marco Pierre White. He talks about that. And you kind of see his recipes, and they're nothing elaborate. It's just really high quality food done well. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. And it makes you want to cook after a long day. By the way, welcome back to the conversation. It's Tom Murphy, it's Jen Mueller. We are making lamb with harissa. We've got some summer squash in the pan. We are sauteing down some onions. Our lamb is partially cooked through. We're going to add it back to the pan in just a little bit. Tom, why don't you go ahead, just toss that in there. We're also gonna add a can of chickpeas to this. So we'll get a little fiber, a little bit more protein in there. It is a complete meal, and as we were saying, the ingredients, they're not difficult. You can find harissa paste. Yeah. It's not an expensive ingredient, and once
As I
you
found
have
out on Wikipedia?
Yeah, once you have it, you can put it in all sorts of different things. Now let's get back to these facial expressions, Tom. It's funny that you study the facial expressions of other people, because I would say you are a very expressive person when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Maybe not when you're just moving to and from the field or the gym, but I would say you're very expressive.
Yeah, I think I try to combat who I naturally am off the field to kind of tone it down a little bit, because I could be very expressive if I wanted to, but that also doesn't really fit my personality around people. So I just kind of try to be more reserved, and I try to keep it low key and kind of combat the high energy Tom that doesn't necessarily gel with baseball all too well sometimes.
So the face, you know the face that I'm talking
Yeah, unfortunately I do.
I think you've actually shown it just a little bit. Can you just do it? See? That was it. He didn't even need to.
No.
It was pretty close.
I will take it then.
Did you guys see it? You saw it, right?
Hopefully we got it.
You're not even trying.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it for a camera too. That's the part that's like my little insecurities, kind of flare up on that one. Because I don't want the attention, I was actually doing it for my teammates.
Right.
Because it was an inside joke. So, but then you got to wear it, it's caught. It's on camera. It was like literally like I was looking directly in the camera. It was tough.
Well, first of all, the cameras will find you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a lesson, kids. I'm going to have you do one thing to this. I'm not going to do this.
I can open
You're
this.
going to pop the top.
This is great for me. Simple mechanics. Boom.
Okay. Now, would you drain this off a little bit?
Of course, I shouldn't have done that.
That's quite all right. This is how we cook at home. Perfect. Yeah, we're just gonna add that right to the plate, or right to the pan. We're almost done. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add the lamb back to our skillet. We're gonna let that finish cooking. We're gonna make some topping right after we take this break.
Dining in? I'm hand cut for the occasion.
Almost ready.
These moments are rare, so enjoy them. When you can. Sincerely, hand-cut steak. Sincerely, Safeway.
Our lamb is finishing. Our one-pan dinner is almost done. Because there's so much heat coming off the harissa, we're gonna cool it down just a little bit by taking half a lemon, juicing it, and about a 1/4 cup of sour cream, and we're just gonna drizzle it over the top, and then when we get to that point, we'll add a little cilantro as well. So you are just about done here. The thing we did not get from you earlier was your second career choice to baseball.
Ooh. My brother is a forest ranger back home, which, that was never on my mind at the time I was going to school. I mean, let's face it, baseball was, it was kind of a one-track thought there. But I look at his career now and what he's been through and the training he does and his responsibilities on a day-to-day basis, and I know I'd have enjoyed my life with that job, for sure.
Okay, since forest ranger is out, was there anything else that you were considering?
I would love to own some orchards or something like that too. I do love that. I like the thought of maintaining that and growing apples or whatever I can grow in my area. Apples is kind of like the main orchard source, I guess you could say, for where I live. Just south of where I live, some of the most beautiful country in the whole world, in my opinion. It's beautiful, and they have giant orchards, and the fall time is like, to me, there's no other place I want to be.
Okay. Well, you might want to be any place other than here right now because it is time for Virtual Master Chef, and there's no chef to help you with this.
Oh boy.
It is, however, right up your alley.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 5 ingredients. You tell me what you would make. There's no right or wrong answers, but I do appreciate creativity.
Oh,
if we're going on a point scale, I appreciate creativity.
All right.
Okay, here's your ingredients. Venison,
Ooh.
cream cheese, crescent rolls, potatoes, and carrots.
Like, I'm almost getting like a shepherd's pie out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you could make a shepherd's pie out of something
You
like
absolutely could make a
that.
shepherd's pie.
It'd be
of that.
interesting. But I think you'd make it work.
I would put the cream cheese in the potatoes.
You would? Okay, all right.
To do
yeah,
like
yeah.
a creamy
Yep.
potato.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. And then maybe a carrot layer instead of the corn layer.
Yeah. I also think that you could do venison with cream cheese in a crescent roll.
I'm seeing where you're going with this.
And then serve potatoes and carrots on the side, or maybe make like a samosa with it.
I was almost like kind of going towards like a beef Wellington with a crescent roll around the
over the
tenderloin.
top, yes.
And then
I don't know how cream cheese would do with that.
Then
We
you
could
can
still
maybe
put it in.
emulse cream cheese and then roasted carrot together and make that like a bottom dipping layer. Boom.
Creativity in spades.
Could I
over
make
here.
it happen? Not a chance. But it's an idea. You know, I'm an idea guy.
That's all we need right now. An idea guy. That's all we need. That's not what's on the menu. This is on the menu. We are dishing it up next.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Hey there, it's me. Food. Whenever you need me. I'm ready for you. Especially when you're busy. And you're always busy. But no matter what, we find time for this. So go ahead and enjoy the moment. Because there's plenty to go around. Keep it easy, my friends. Sincerely, food. Sincerely, Safeway.
I think my plate now has art on it. I think that's what they call this, food art.
This is definitely abstract over here if I had to put a term to it.
As long as it's delicious, we can call it
It's colorful, it
whatever
looks
you
good.
want.
There's
That
no-
looks awesome.
Hey, we're looking pretty good over
Look
here.
at that plate. I'm
like the
impressed
white.
with this.
See,
All right, I'm gonna do that
the
one.
professionals would clean that off right there.
As long as you don't watch the outtakes, you're right. We have
I'd say we
plated.
did pretty good.
I'm impressed. That looks
Slightly above
gorgeous.
semi-professional, I would say.
Slightly above.
It's pretty close.
I think if we put this in front of somebody, they wouldn't know a chef didn't make it.
Really, it comes down to the taste test, I would say.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
Cool.
do it.
Lamb's cooked nice.
I feel like that's good. You have to get the best bite. Was
I
that the
hate on the
silver
shows.
spoon?
I sweat on the shows when they give it to like the judgmental judge that's sitting there eating it straight faced and they don't know whether it's good or bad. It's terrifying.
Let's not be that judge.
I think the harissa you could even use more, to be honest with you. Because the spice is fantastic with it all. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Although,
Really, really good though. Don't mind me.
yeah, and the Syrah with a lamb, but I agree. I would absolutely, I do like spice though. I would absolutely kick it
For
up.
one pan to be able to get that much flavor in a bunch of food that's diverse, colorful, great, like easy peasy, couldn't ask for much more.
I love it. And I love that Tom was willing to stop by and cook with me again. It's a first here on I Cook, You Measure. You know what is not a first? Our commitment to ending food insecurity in our community. As always, for every episode of I Cook, You Measure, a donation is being made to a nonprofit working to feed our community and end food insecurity. Thanks for watching. Thanks
for
for
having
joining. And I know we're gonna see you next time, but I really do hope that we see you again next time.
Appreciate everything.
Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Cut that. I have to move this bowl. Jerry doesn't like this. Already, Jerry is mad at me today.
He's got a lot of magic to work on this one.
That's why we call it TV magic.
Love it.
Okay, how about that?
I Cook, You Measure is presented by Safeway, who encourages you to step up for our high school student athletes through the Nourishing Champions program. The collaboration with Champions of Change provides funding for nutritious snacks and meals for all high school sports teams in need. Use the QR code to donate to Nourishing Champions and fuel success on and off the field.